dark road at night or strolling through the...
Hello everybody, Zappy here, and welcome back to Steins. We're on episode 17 of Season 1, and in the last episode, we've lost Suzu, and I don't know if we can get her back, because she is buggered off in her satellite time machine thing, gone back to 1975 to get an IBN 5100, so that she can give it to Okabe. But seemingly, things went wrong. The time machine was broken, like still broken, that they didn't realise, and then when she went back in time, she ended up getting amnesia and only figured out that when she eventually turned, what was it, 43? Like in the last year that she was alive, that was only when she figured it out, and by that time it was too late, and she ended up killing herself. So Okabe used D-mail, I guess, to text himself, his past self, tell Suzu about it. They fix it, but then, even though she goes back anyway, she still dies 10 years before the present due to a disease. So I don't know if we can get her back, because I don't know when she left. I don't know if it's 48 hours ago at least, so I don't know if he can go back in time using the memory thing. I'm not sure you could just use the D-mail just to tell her no, not to go anywhere, because I don't know, because surely he could tell Suzu that just, I don't know, I guess even if that's the case, Suzu would still be like, it's alright, because I'm still gonna, he just still has to go through with it, I guess. So I'm not sure we can bring her back. I'm not sure. But, you know, the big revelation last episode was Daru was actually Suzu's dad, which that is great in and of itself, you know what I mean? In the same episode, we figure out that Daru is Suzu's dad. Suzu goes and we can't get her back. Great. That's awesome, innit? Also, Mayuri didn't die this time around, so I don't know if Suzu not being there is a big enough change to where they've moved from an alpha to a beta line, so that Mayuri is safe now, I guess. We'll see what comes of that. So yeah. Oh yeah. Also, I did get a message. Let's see if I can bring it up, because it's a revelation that I hadn't figured out before. Apparently, it was already mentioned. The whole idea between world lines and stuff like that is just a theory, and it's not actually what is happening. So, yeah. Where are we? Right, here we go. Ruying, the guy called Ruying, he's the one that told me. So, there is no parallel universe that exists at the same time as the current one. There's only one real universe, and that's the one that Okabe is in, right? So every other world line is like only a possibility, I guess. Meaning that there's only one Okabe, there's only one Mayuri, one Kirisu, things like that, and the past just gets rewritten. So yeah. So what I said in like episode 12, where I was previously like not really all that worried about Mayuri dying, because I was like, oh well, you'll be able to figure it out. It's just kind of different world line, whatever. Going to a world line where she exists, it's not that easy. So that makes this all the more stressful, I would say, and hopefully I'm hoping we can resolve this crisis that we're in right now. But yeah, so it's interesting to know. But I think that's all we need to talk about. We'll get in episode 17, see if we can get Suzu back, see what's happening with Mayuri, and see what's happening with everyone else. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into episode 17 of Steins Gate.
Up to that point, the 13th had always been D-Day. I think telling myself not to follow Suzuha got us close enough to the 1%. Just please let this be the one where...
Oh no! I just wound you a while ago. Don't tell me you're broken.
Oh shit, so it hadn't happened yet. Fuck.
Extra special care of you and everything.
Oh, for God. Hello everybody, just a reminder that if you go into the description and click on the Patreon link that goes to my Patreon and get the early access tier for just $5 a month, you can get access to the next 4 episodes of Steins Gate after today.
Help me.
She's going to die in 2 hours. You've been time leaping like a madman trying to stop it, haven't you? It must have been horrible.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Suzuha feels we can spare Mayuri by shifting the alpha attractor field we're currently in to a beta world line. Of course, to do that, we'd need to hack into CERN's database and delete every shred of intel they have on the laboratory, which means we'd need the IBN. Whopping total of 5 D-mails started all of this. The lottery one, Kiryu's, Ruka's, Ferris's, and the one about Suzuha. Apparently, undoing the last one gave you a little wiggle room. It postponed the lab raid by 20 hours. I mean, it's enough to have me wonder whether or not undoing all the texts in reverse order might pop us back into a world line where the IBN is accounted for.
Huh.
If there's even a ghost of a chance. You, Kurisu.
Thing is, Kurisu mentioned, like, we need to delete all of them by using
You
a...
just called me by my name. That's certainly a first. So, you're suddenly nice when I'm about to forget everything? What's the next one that needs to be undone?
The one we allowed Ferris to send. Just focus on the task at hand. And remember, you don't know what her text said. Only that it transformed Akihabara from a Moe cultural mecca to... well, to this. What in the hell?
Huh?
Ferris!
Afraid she's latched onto some douchebag in a lab coat.
Cat's out of the bag, huh?
What?
Oh well. Bitch can run, but you can't hide.
Who are these chodes?
They call themselves viral attackers.
Okay, then.
Look, the least you need to know is that they're a gang of hardcore Rhinetters who'd sooner drown a puppy than lose a tournament to me.
I need to know what your D-mail said.
My what?
The text we let you send back in time.
Oh, baby doll. Did you fall on your head?
How was she gonna know
course.
that? Yeah.
Ferris of this world line hasn't the first clue what D-mail is. Speaking hypothetically, if I told you we'd invented a time machine, would you believe me?
Duh, you know your word is law with me.
Imagine Akihabara as a Moe hotspot.
Huh?
So it's going to hypothetical.
Suppose you used a time machine to create the silicon gulch it's become. How would you have accomplished that?
Gonna go off a hypothetical. That's a bit of a...
I have no idea what I could have done. If this town was brimming with Moe, I probably wouldn't have changed it. But back in the day, I wanted to open a maid cafe. I begged Daddy till I was blue in the face. Even told him I'd finance it.
Yes, Queen Maze.
How'd you know what I wanted to call it? I never even told Dad.
Because it really existed, right here in downtown. But every corner of it changed the moment we let you send that text into the past. What on earth did it say?
Did she remember? Did Okabe, like, manage to get some, like...
Take it in. Queen Maze was located on this very spot. This is where your dream became a reality. Matter of fact, this is where we first met.
Welcome home, Meowster!
Iced coffee, please.
Coming up in 2 shakes. Welcome, Meowsters! The competition for the Ferris Cup is about to begin, so
I think the... Oh, God, I don't know how to take this. I don't know if it is... Is she actually getting these memories or not? I think she is, you know.
Tell me what's at stake if you can't undo the text.
Someone's life. Mayuri's.
Mayushi couldn't be killed over some stupid random text.
Damn it, what was in the message you sent? I have to know! If I don't undo it, she's dead!
I can't tell you. I don't want to lose my daddy again.
Oh, Christ, that's what happens.
He died 10 years ago.
Oh, damn it, it's like a life for a life. Oh, fucking these bellets. Fuck's sake.
Sorry, princess. This jackass can't help you.
Let go of me!
cradle, boss.
Excellent! Against this tingling run.
Hear that? He's excited.
Stop this. We'll soon be eating puree humble pie through a straw.
Still on, huh? Well, I'm game if you are.
Over this fucking Rhino bullshit. Come on.
Oh shit! Abort! Abort!
What?
Shit, not the cops? Ah, well, son of a bitch.
Thank heavens.
Oh well, son of a
Seems
bitch.
I made it just in time. You, son. Well, frankly, I'm having trouble finding the words to thank you.
Please, sir, I was less than useless.
You're too modest, Okabe, but I'm afraid the fact is my not being there put both of you in harm's way. An old 5100, you say?
Yes, I heard you gave one away some time ago. Any idea where it is?
Life had other ideas. I never meant to break my promise to Hashida.
Hashida?
Daru?
Surely you don't mean Suzuha.
Oh, Suzu.
You knew her? I came by the 5100 to begin with because of that woman.
That IB in 5100 is as good as mine, you'll see. I'll make sure
Why did I think Daru? I'm an idiot.
How about that?
It's because she doesn't
She
go
did.
by Hashida, that's why.
She really came through.
Rumiho was kidnapped when she was a girl. Then, out of the blue, someone offered to take the IBN off my hands at an exorbitant sum, and I wasn't about to look a gift horse in the mouth. Money gave me back my daughter. Since then, I've made it a personal rule never to renege on a promise I've made to my little girl.
I don't want to lose my daddy again.
It's just inhuman.
Please don't send another one, Ocarine. If you press that button, it's like none of this was ever real.
And if I don't, then Mayuri will.
I wonder if she's going to allow him to do it. I don't know.
Don't blow me off. I'm trying to be serious for a minute here. Thank you for what you did. You're my knight in shining armor.
Ah, no pressure.
Does Mayushi's life really hang in the balance? When I was 8, I wanted to celebrate my birthday. I made Daddy promise to drop everything and come home to join the party. But he ended up canceling for a business trip. I thought he loved his job more than me, you know? I was so mad I told him I wished he was dead. When he heard how upset I was, he caught an early flight back. And I never saw him again.
Your D-mail kept him from getting on that plane. And the city transformed because he lived to shoot down your maid cafe idea.
Let him do it, okay? Dad
I
died
knew
10
she
years
would.
ago in a plane crash. That's the reality. But there's always a price for this kind of thing. And I can't let Mayuri pay it. I can remember all these details from both sides of the change. They all feel so real and so unreal at the same time. It's time. I have to accept life as it is.
I think she's thinking that, like, I think she was thinking, like, you know what I mean, she has to live with what happened originally, and, like, you know what I mean, before everything changed, she's the one that, you know what I mean. It sucks.
She was very brave.
So, when we jump back to the prior world line, am I gonna lose my memories of this one?
I don't know. You said earlier you had memories of things from both sides of the change, right? So you'll probably keep them.
Pretty sure she'll not, actually.
We're fired up.
There seems to be something with Okabe, like...
Goodbye, Daddy. Kyoma! Please tell me you've seen my cell phone lying around. You rascal! You've been poring over my private texts.
Yeah, she doesn't remember.
Another life we battle darkness most sinister to arise arm in arm from the ashes of a peril beyond mortal reckoning! You must be
Like the
some
fucking
woman.
Rhinetters.
Oh,
Now there's no telling where it is.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. So, Mayuri, yeah, is still dying. I didn't think that the Suzuha D-mail essentially stalled Mayuri's death by 20. I put down 20 years. That's all right. 20 hours. So that was something. And then they basically said, like, you know, it comes to her death because of all these DMLs were sent before, right? So, you know, when it came up that like when it comes to dealing with like a death for a death kind of thing, it's a bit sucky, to be honest. But it wasn't just like Ferris's day mail, you know what I mean? Like they were saying that it was due to every day mail that had been sent. So, you know, like when it came up that Ferris was you know what I mean, the reason she sent the day mail was so that her dad didn't die. like, I was thinking, well, it may not be strictly Ferris's D-mail that is the cause of Mario's death. So they could probably get around it when it comes to Ferris, but, you know, I guess they're all sending back D-mails for specific reasons, like, you know, Ferris was to do it so our dad would be alive. Ruka wants to do it so she could be a female. Like, there's, you know, sort of like big changes and stuff. But it's definitely sucky. I think with Ferris, it's like I think obviously, well, it helped that, you know, Okabe actually like did a lot to kind of, you know, save her, kind of thing, and whatnot. But like, I think deep down for Ferris, it was kind of like before she sent the D-mail, like, you know what I mean, that was when original like life was going on. Like, it's not fair for her. I think she was thinking it wasn't fair for her to change this this huge thing. It would almost be classified as like something like very selfish. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, she has her dad back, but at the cost of Mayuri's life. You know what I mean? And I think she kind of realized that, and I think that's what made what made her decide that it was fine to go back to normal. I say it was fine, like, she, you know what I mean, she was clearly distraught about it, and rightly so. But I think that's the reason why she was okay with doing it, with going along with it. The big thing is, I think Okabe can like force memories on others. If they just showed like Ferris in the building where Queen Maze like was originally, and then like memories popped up, I'll be like, oh wait a minute, so like if like they've always got the memories in there. But I think actually what it is Okabe can sort of maybe can bring this out of them, kind of, which is strange, because when I think of the show, I don't think magic or anything like that. Time travel in of itself is sort of like it could be considered magic, because what was it? There was somebody that said like magic is just science that hasn't been developed yet, or something like that. I can't remember the exact quote, but it's something like that. Like, you know, so strictly speaking, you could classify time travel as magic, really, because it's just scientific. It's like technology that just hasn't been invented yet. But like the idea that he has some sort of power, like they call it like reading Stein or whatever. I don't know if it's a real thing in this, or they just say that because, you know, because bleh, whatever. But if he does have that, and he can somehow like sort of force it on other people, like at least to a certain extent, then. But the thing that is like, how does Okabe not realize this? I figured if Okabe saw this happening, like, you know what I mean, if he saw that somebody else could remember what happened in a previous world line, he'd go fucking nuts. He would like, you know what I mean? I figured it would be a big thing for him, because every time he goes back, it's only him that remembers, right? And that's gonna be like fucking that's gonna fuck with you a lot. So I figured it would be a big thing if you realised that other people can do it as well. I'm just surprised that he didn't like make a big deal out of it. Or like the fact that, like, I don't know, maybe, oh, if I can do it with Ferris, maybe I can do it with these other people. You know what I mean? And like try and experiment. Isn't that what scientists are meant to do? But I don't know. Maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll do it next episode. We'll see. Or some episode in the future. But yeah, that was a big revelation. So we'll see what comes of that. But yeah, that is all. So in the description, I have a Discord. I urge everyone to go over there, because that is where Patreon polls, like, you know, that's where they start. That's where I get my like top 10 shows that people want to react to, put them in a Patreon poll. It all starts on Discord, so, you know, if you want me to react to a show, I urge you to go over there, and when the next one comes up, you'll be able to jump straight on it. My Patreon early access tier is a really good one. It's $5 a month. That means you get everything, every show you get a week earlier, and not only that, but you actually get 2 extra episodes. So not only do you get, obviously, you know, this is episode 17 to Steins Gate, episode 18 will be out this same day. If you go over to the early access on Patreon, you'll get access to 18 and 19 immediately, and then a few days later you'll get access to sorry, did I say 18, 19? No. Idiot. Yeah, so you'll get access to 19 and 20 immediately, and then a few days later you'll get access to 21 and 22. So basically, not only do you get all of these episodes early, you know, I mean, you get 4 a week, whereas on public, like for public, they only get 2 a week. So I think for $5 a month, that is pretty good, pretty good. That's pretty decent. So over the month, you get 16 episodes, whereas everybody else only gets 8, and that's only for Steins Gate. So, you know, if you're not counting like Haikyuu or Code Geass or Tokyo Ghoul or any show that I'm doing currently, you know what I mean, if you count all of them, that is 64 episodes that you get. So that means you get 32 more episodes than the public gets a month. So that was pretty decent, pretty good value, I'd say, for $5 a month. Pretty sweet. And also Parasite, I'm doing that as well, but that is not going to be on YouTube until like the next couple of months, at least, because that is exclusive whilst it's airing to $15 patrons. Okay, so you're gonna have to be a $15 patron or higher if you want to see me react to Parasite. That is going on now. The first 2 episodes are already up there, so so yes, actually by the time this comes out on YouTube, it'll probably be first 4 episodes, maybe even 6, we'll see. But yeah, so that is Patreon. And finally, my PO box is in the description below, so if you do want to send me anything, yeah, the address is down there. I will open it up on camera and react to it. It'll be great. It'll be a nice little addition to the video, a nice little surprise. But if you don't want me to open it up on camera, just make sure you tell me with the package and I'll make sure not to do that. But yeah, that is all. So thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.